Savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Roster moves. I don't know if it will be Darius Garland. I'm not sure they're going to make that move. I think what they may look to do is help Darius progress in his career and get him more ready to go there, along with Evan Mobley as a scoring option. It seems as if Evan has heard some of those criticisms over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it's been, and has turned around his offensive production there just a little bit. But the Cavs did lose on their home floor that Saturday night, 106-93. They'll play again this evening. As Celtics are still in town, that game will be 7 o'clock. Now, the Guards won yesterday 7-0 over the Chicago White Sox. They're at the Rangers, I believe, 8:05. This evening. We'll talk to Scott about all of that. We'll also talk to him about the fact that the Guardians are releasing their City Connect jerseys. This has been a thing around all of the sports where it's like we have the home jersey, we have the away jersey, and then we have like the City Connect thing. It is pronounced money grab, and it of course is one of those. Welcome to league. I totally understand it. I actually think the Guardians hat looks pretty good. The jersey's not necessarily my thing, but when they were putting that together, I don't think they were like, dude, can we go get the 47-year-old opinion? Like, I don't think that that's what they were looking for, right? And so I feel like the jersey's not my thing because, well, it's not my thing. But I do absolutely love the hat. We'll talk about the City Connect jersey stuff. We'll do that coming up at Scott. If you haven't seen those yet, I have it at my Facebook for you, The Stands Free Show. That's how you find me on all your socials. You can also text the studio at 330-450-7625 and the microphone talkback button on iHeartRadio, an easy way to reach out to the program. I have an interesting story here from an accountant who has left the accountant field and has now decided to become an escort. She's making a lot more money and also says she does not care if her clients are married. She does not view that as cheating. If you come see a prostitute, that is not cheating. She kind of feels like once money is exchanged, the emotions are no longer exchanged. And so that's not you cheating on your wife. This is, of course, her looking to let herself off the hook. We can make a couple of easy analogies to some other career fields where people look the other way to keep you as a customer, knowing damn well what they're doing isn't necessarily helping you. That them being in business, what they're trying to do is help themselves here, which is, of course, okay. So we'll get to that coming up around 8 o'clock. This morning, an accountant says, if you go see her and sleep with her while she's prostituting, you're not cheating. I'm just going to tell you, your wife is going to see it. 8 a.m. this morning, we'll also talk to Scott, like I said, from waitingfornextyear.com. And since yesterday was Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Somebody has taken the time to put together a list of the worst on-screen mother of all time. We normally do best of lists here. We have found a worst TV and movie mom list of all time. So we will take a look at some of those mothers. I agree with a lot of these, and we will get there coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. Also, we're going to have to talk about the movie theater a little bit, as there was a shooting at a movie theater in Massillon over the weekend. We have a small little bit of an update on that. Not a ton of info, but we will get to that coming up 7 o'clock this morning. Also, Netflix is under some trouble now after showing an erect penis. People were not ready to see an erect penis in this program. They're in trouble over that. And McDonald's is also now looking to roll out another value type meal. They're trying to lock down a $5 order menu item for you. They know people kind of miss the $5 footlong, $5. That it always sounded like a little bit of money. And now today, $5 definitely sounds like a little bit of money, right? Just that's not that much. Just the $5 or just the sawbuck there. Just give them that, right? They're trying to lock down that $5 meal we were getting. As I told you, we were going to talk a little bit about bad TV and movie moms. I've decided that over the weekend I was going to start to rewatch something. I've seen it more than once, and people have this on their top 5 best TV shows of all time. I've always felt like it's a little overrated. That just, by the way, overrated doesn't mean sucks. It means good, not as good as everybody tells me, right? And I have decided to start rewatching Breaking Bad. It is pretty damn good. But some of the castings are so bad, you have to take it out of like that level of Sopranos, The Wire. Like, you got to take it out of that class. It doesn't reach it. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'm only in the second season. There's 5. I have watched it once before. I have seen this show. It's not like I'm like, when do you see when they call Saul? Like all this stuff. It's like, I've seen it. I've seen it. His wife, Skylar, is one of the worst actresses of all time. She's terrible. Like, you can barely watch it. Like, give me the remote. I want to fast forward through Skylar. Terrible. The son, the same. Awful. Awful casting. Could not be any worse. Like, this kid has cerebral palsy. Legitimately has it. And they found a way for you not to feel for it at all. As a matter of fact, you think to yourself, push this kid in front of traffic already. I'm done watching it. Like, they have the cancer thing. I don't know why they went for 2 health concerns. By the way, the cerebral palsy never really comes up in the why I need the money and why I'm going to cook meth thing. That was a little questionable. The sister-in-law with the stealing stuff. Oh, my God, terrible. Just shoot her in the back of the head already. Nobody needs to hear from Marie anymore. We're kind of done. I like the show. Walt, great. Great. Jesse, great. A lot of the ancillary characters around it, not so good. And it kind of brings it for me. It's a very good show. I will continue to watch all of it. I am going to finish it again. And then I'm probably going to start Better Call Saul. That I started and never finished. There is a lot of that I have not seen, and I kind of want to get to it. But I was like, I need to give this a fair shake. And I got to tell you, I'm almost towards the end of season 2. It is very, very good. Very, very good. On the same level of Sopranos. Guys, I'm sorry. It's just not close. Welcome back to the Stansbury Show on Rock 106.9, where clothing has made tough men melt down already this morning. If you're unaware, the Guardians are releasing their City Connect merchandise today. Now, City Connect merchandising is going on in every league for every team. Home away jerseys, and here's another money grab. We're doing a City Connect stuff. Creating interest in games, brand, merchandise, that kind of stuff. Selling products, that's what there is. I've told you before, there's no such thing as sports. There is no such thing as entertainment. Everything, every last thing is commerce. Everything. There's no other business. It's commerce. Sports is how they do their commerce. Entertainment is how they do their commerce. There is no version of those things. It is all money making. That's everything is. I've told you. When I go meet with a potential client, I ask them, what business are you in? They talk for 20 minutes, and then I say, no, you're in the money-making business, and we're here to show you how to make more than you were before. That's it. You're in the money-making business. And that's what they're doing here. That's what Major League Baseball is doing here. So, of course, now, anything Guardians-related, what do you think people are upset about? Should be a Chief. Now, again, I've been turned around on this issue. First and foremost, by what? Well, by losing the argument. I told you when Rob Manfred got on that plane and came to Cleveland, I was like, it's over. Like, you know it's over, right? He can't put jet in that fuel and come to Cleveland and lose. You can go to the White Sox and lose. You could go to the Yankees and lose. You could go to one of the big brands. This is the then Indians Cleveland baseball team. He ain't losing. He's coming here to tell you what's what. And sure enough, right after that meeting, hey, you know what we're going to do? I was like, dude, guys, I tried to tell you. It's over. It's over. It's also been 3 seasons. It's not coming back. They're not doing it. Now, I know you've heard all these rumors, right, about Native American groups that want the Redskins name brought back in the NFL. It ain't going to happen. You've heard about Native American groups that want the Indians name restored to the Cleveland baseball team. It ain't happening. It's not going to happen. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if they end up bringing it back, I'll be the first one to come in here and be like, all right, screwed that one up. But here's what I love. You're calling everybody soft because the name and the logo got changed. And yet 3 years after it, you're the ones crying about the logo and the name.
Good morning.
Are you soft because it still affects you? Somebody wrote back in
Cruisin Around.
Sorry about your feelings. Like, bro, I don't have feelings about this. You do.
Please like, subscribe.
That's why you're the one writing in. I'm just showing you this is what's happening. You're the one writing in with your opinion. Here's the big Chief Wahoo picture. The most predictable response of all time. You're the one with feelings, not me. I had my feelings. Yes, I have a brother who has adopted a child, a Native American young lady, young woman. They adopted her before she was born. not necessarily love Chief Wah. So is that why I decided to stop wearing it? Because she asked me? Yes. I've said many times on the microphone and others that I would not expect anybody else to do that because that's how she did. But I've done it. I thought the name Indians was fine. The logo, it did start to get to be a little bit like, And now that it's been gone for 3 years, when you see it now, it is a little like, oh man, that's a little on the nose. Like it is. It's a little on the nose. That's all. I was at opening day. Don't talk to me about how nobody cares or nobody likes the Guardians anymore. I was at opening day. I've been to 3 games since. They've been pretty heavy. They've been pretty heavily attended every game I've been to. Notice everybody in the stadium still wearing a bunch of it. Well, not everybody in the stadium first. Is there a good portion? Yeah. That's about the fact that jerseys are $80 and people still wear the one that they got for Christmas in 1995 versus going out and spending more money, right? Because most people don't go to the game, they go to a couple a year. I noticed this, the more games you go to, a baseball fan, they have the new gear. They have the Guardians. People who go to the games a lot are all in. They're in the team. What you call them doesn't really matter. What the logo is doesn't really matter. I said then, Indians doesn't necessarily bother me. It doesn't. Chief Wahoo does look like a caricature of a group of people, and you've summed up hey man, they got the red skin because of the sun and the whiskey, right? Like they kind of it's a little too on the nose. Is it a good looking cartoon logo? Yes. Was it well done? Yes. The Guardians name doesn't bother me. They've had some issues with the font and getting it to look right on jerseys. I would admit. They'll figure it out. I don't personally care for the City Connect jersey just because it's just plain blue and it's got like the old 70s stripes down the sleeves. That I don't hate. But the big CLE across the front, and again, if you haven't seen it, the Stansbury Show on Facebook, you can grab it there. That's also my Twitter. It doesn't necessarily look like my thing, but I don't think they were thinking about me, my age range, when they decided to release it. This to me looks like Champion gear, which is kind of hot right now. That's what it looks like. That's not who's making it, but that's what it looks like. I think the hat looks great. But it's not the people who are like, we're okay with the name change. We're not the ones that have the feelings. I once upon a time did. I got heated about this issue back in the day. Before the name change, I got pretty heated about it. That's all right. I've been wrong about plenty. I've changed my views about plenty of things over the years. That's what we call in the industry, and by the industry, I mean being alive and a human being as growth. That's all that is. It's also not the most important thing in the world, so we don't have to hate one another over it. But pretending that the people who are okay with the name change, they're the ones that have the feelings about it, while you melt down every single chance you get to show the Chief Wahoo thing, guys, come on. You're the one that has the feelings about it. And you don't really have feelings about that, right? You have feelings about the fact that you're back at work for another week. Did the wife leave? Did the kids not respect you anymore? Are you not making enough money? So what do? We all go online to kvetch about everything else versus saying, I'm not happy right now because of X, X, and X. I know, I've done it forever, and so have you. That's literally what most of this is. What most of it is. If you're a fan, you find a way to go, dude, I'm a fan. I love the baseball games, fine. I'm just happy they didn't move to Nashville because that was on the table. That was on the table. For sure it was. Timberlake admitted he was literally trying to push the money into doing it, into making it happen. They won a team there. It could have been that. It could have been the Nashville whatevers. Would that be better than the Cleveland Guardians? My answer to that would be no. I would rather have the Cleveland Guardians than the Nashville whatevers. That's just how I see them. The snowflakey thing is getting a little old. Like, it's getting a little old. Sometimes people are just ready for another conversation. Sometimes people are just ready for another argument. But if your thing is, I must show you Chief Wahoo as if I had never seen it, not one day in my life, the moment you see a Guardians post, the person with the feelings about it is you. 9 a.m., let's rock the bank together as I pass out that first $1,000 keyword every morning. 9 a.m. We'll continue those all day. Teresa's got the second at 10. So in case you can't stand my voice but still want some cash, Teresa will get you hooked up. I've been hearing that a little bit more lately. I just hate the way he sounds. I hate him so much. Fire him. Get him off the air. There's a few of those last week. And yet here is it. That's okay. Not everybody likes it. Many days I don't like it. That happens too, you know. Why do you think we give you money? So you can power through at 9 a.m. Also take a look at Donovan Mitchell as questionable for this evening's game against the Celtics. That one at home again as the Cavs lost Saturday night, 106-93 to the Celtics. Mitchell put up 33 in that. He's going to need a little bit of help. I think if I'm looking at this box score correctly, and I believe that I am, that this Cavs bench put up 20 whole points. Yay. Good times. Good times. So we'll talk to Scott about all of that too, by the way. He'll join us at 8 o'clock this morning. Well, we had started the morning, and I wasn't even really intending to do it. Talking about the City Connect jerseys for the Guardians, and people are in their feels about it. Like getting rid of that Chief Wahoo logo is just so, it's just bananas. Like how people like go, and I used to kind of be this guy who would go like a little girl, like, what do you got? Like it's essentially what we're saying is change is hard, and I don't like it. I mean, that's essentially what we're saying when we see something change. If you wanted something changed and they changed it, you would love that. Somebody else wanted something changed and you feel as if you weren't listened to, and so you're angry about it. You don't really care about the logo. You don't. You have terrible arguments for why that logo's okay. I know, because I used to use some of them. No, it wasn't based off of that player. No, it wasn't. That has been debunked 300 times. That's not a real thing. That is not a real thing at all. Somebody kind of ran with that, and it was like, oh, yeah, it kind of sounds like it makes sense. Put it up there. And, like, that's kind of how that was not a thing at all. And people are just beside themselves about it. I don't really get it. You know what I mean? Like, I just, years ago, I was kind of upset about it, but it's like, dude, it's a losing fight. What about the Chiefs? All right, well, I said the name Indians isn't as bad as the logo. And I don't think their logo of the arrowhead is necessarily all that bad. Our logo was making fun of the way somebody looked. Like it was. What about the Blackhawks? Well, that looks honorable. It does. It looks powerful. It looks like you're something you're trying to rally behind. Ours did kind of look like, look at these dudes. It did. It kind of looked like that. It did. There are differences in things. Are those differences large enough to continue to allow other teams to use names and likenesses? There is an argument. But whether or not those are the same thing as what was happening with Chief Wahoo, I don't think is a good argument. I don't think it's the same argument. I just don't. I think they are different. When I see the Blackhawks logo, I'm like, dude, that looks like you're trying to honor a tradition. Like you're trying, it does. Kind of looks that way. Right? At least it does to me. I know we're all not going to agree on this because at the end of the day, something changed. That was the way it was when I was a kid. That's the way it should be until I die. And then after I die, I don't care what you do. I mean, that's essentially what people are saying. All right. So the prices of everything are getting out of control out there. And more, at least quick service restaurants are starting to realize this. Because what was happening is fast food restaurant prices were starting to rival like chain restaurant prices. Like Chili's is even running that as their advertisement. If you're spending this at the drive-thru, you might as well come in here and spend that with us. And when I saw that from Chili's on the TV about 2 weeks ago, I was like, that's actually a smart ad. They actually kind of get it. Like they're pricing themselves out of your business. This has been our price point. You might as well come in here. And I actually thought it was pretty good. I thought that was a pretty good ad. But according to a new report by Bloomberg, sorry, this coffee is not agreeing with me. McDonald's is looking to roll out a $5 meal. $5 seems to be that number where people kind of like your ears, perk up a little and you're like, wait, whoa, I'm getting a deal? I got a deal. And it kind of works like that. And you had the $5 footlong forever. And there was that thing. I know that's Subway, not McDonald's, but you kind of take the point. It's like people